Hey, Bert, where are you going? I'm going fishing. You got worms? Yeah, but I'm going anyway. You know what they say about guys who have shelves on their bows? They can't be trusted around farm animals. What I've done here is radical, and certainly some out there will be enraged, and they'll have plenty of insults for me. But I got really tired of that shelf. For those of you who have not seen previous videos, this here is the 17-inch Samick Discovery Riser, and the shelf has been no moored. It is gone. I hate shelves. If you hate shelves too, then, well, this might be for you. However, I do not necessarily recommend doing this. I'm the guinea pig. If this bow snaps and smashes me in the face, it'll be my problem. If you do it, it could be your problem. But I refuse to use a shelf. This is the only shelf on a bow I've ever had, and hopefully it'll be the last. No shelves, and again, for those who are unfamiliar, I shoot either Slavic when I'm feeling strong, or thumb release with a thumb ring. Now what I have done is in the arrow pass, I put a hardwood piece of cocobolo, and you may not be able to see the details, but that kind of tapers out and up. The aluminum, I have restrictions on how much I can remove, so unfortunately it tapers down and out. Ideally that would be the opposite for the bottom piece, but it is what it be, and the area that I remove leaves the bow still slightly thicker in this area than the thinnest part of the bow, which is a 1/2 inch according to my crappy calipers, and that's down here. And you have it is pushing it, it's slightly less than I think it is down here. This is a bit wider, this is a bit less wide. So will this work? Indefinitely, I don't know, but I don't care. I am absolutely done using a shelf. I have tested this yesterday. I had mixed results. I had some really great shots. It felt a lot better. But even at 20 yards, my groups were probably on average 10, 12 inches. Sometimes worse. I had some wild shots as well. But yesterday when I was testing, the old grip was falling off. It was sinking, and I hadn't quite finished the removal. So it was a little bit fatter here. Today, after this, I'll be testing it probably between 20 and maybe 40 yards, and we'll see how it does. This grip is the new grip, and it has a piece of 1/4 inch leather underneath, which was soaked and hammered. Now that gives it a kind of polymer Glock grip kind of rigidity. It's real hard, it's flexible, but that's underneath and that ends right here. This is the overlay leather, and here I tapered the inner layer down. I shaved it and tapered it, and it's thinner here than it is up here. And my style of gripping uses mostly these 3 fingers to grip the bow, kind of the opposite of the deep grip recurve where you're gripping here and the rest of the hand is relaxed. Now I'm doing the opposite, and it's working. It's working really well. The sewing job is very mediocre, but I was more interested in efficiency here. I don't really care how that looks. I've already done enough to make this bow look strange, so I don't think that's going to make it much worse. Important part, it's comfortable, and we'll put that to the test. So there it be, and I'm still working on the aluminum ambidextrous grip riser. That's a couple $1,000s away. It's pretty expensive to pursue that, and I still haven't learned CAD or SolidWorks, but I'll be working on that. So one day we'll have an ILF T60, I think, aluminum horsebow riser. For now, this is what I have to work with. The Falco MIF that I have is 60 pounds. With thumb release, as you probably know, you get a couple extra inches in the draw. So I'm drawing much closer to 65 pounds than 60 pounds with that. And I have, from my teens, an injury with the rotator cuff. And this, with the 45-pound limbs, I don't really feel it much. But pulling back 65 pounds, it's been a bit difficult, so I haven't been practicing with that bow, and this is all I have. That was, again, part of the impetus for just getting sick of the shelf and taking it off. That said, pardon me for the joke with you shelf guys. It's only a joke, but I don't use shelves. I can't do it. What you're seeing there is the target at 30 yards, and that white spot is some kind of plastic skull. That's what I'll be aiming at, and I will be aiming at it with this. Ooh, I'm going to have to unzoom. With this Frankenbow. That's the one that I just introduced, shaved the shelf off of. So for the skeptics, here we go. I did not hit the skull. Kind of doubt I will. This is the first time I've practiced with this bow since the final modification. Well, that was close. And that was terrible. That was good windage, but low. That was all over the place. There we go. Almost. Got to be careful which arrows I pull out, because I have a sloppy mixture of all sorts of crap. Now here's my lucky two-fletched arrow. And that did not quite make it. Some pretty bad shots, but I'm getting used to it. Still ain't hit the skull. Got it. Finally got the bastard. I guess I'll go one more. Alright, I'm going to walk over there and show. There's going to be a lot of sloppy shots, but I'm getting used to this thing, and it works fine. So I do not know how safe it is, but it works fine. Well, apparently I didn't exactly get the skull. But that's the fairly wild group at 30 yards. I will do one more and have a good group. I've moved closer to 20 because I don't have to have people get out of my way. We're at my friend's place and we have practical max of 30 yards, but I'm just going to do some 20 yard and then that way I won't be bothering anyone. So that got the skull first shot. That was kind of wild. Here's my lucky two-fletched arrow. And that got the skull. And that, I am seeing a bit of a tendency for me to shoot to the left. That's probably because of my thumb. That was a bit low, but a decent shot. That was also low. That was high, but excellent windage. Still not hitting it. That's to the right. Alright, I'm going to stop there. I'm not trying to show, how well or bad I can shoot. I'm just showing you that this works. Now, this is not good shooting for me at all. But it's going to take some time to get used to this, and I will get used to it, and I am really enjoying it. It's just such a difference not having that shelf in the way. It's the difference between joy and just shooting. And as long as this doesn't break, I'm thrilled about it. Because now I can shoot the way I want to, and I'm only going to get better. You're seeing that's the second round from a radical modification. And it will take me some time to get used to that. I'm using one of my bronze thumb rings, which is working really well. Good news too, one of the folks here tried on one of the identical twin to this, and he has a substantially smaller thumb, but he's able to shoot really well with it, and he says once he gets the tension on it, it locks on real nice, and he says it has a very clean, smooth release. So the rings are working, and the other guy, he has the bigger ring that he's using, and he says it's working perfectly. So now I'm getting some feedback on these rings, and I'll have more soon. Oh, I realized that I cut that before walking the camera over there, so once the film is cut, it's kind of silly to say, well, that's where they all landed. You kind of want to see that, especially when I'm doing something as dubious as I am with this bow modification. So I guess I'll go one more round at 20. Again, hodgepodge of different arrows. Landed right on top of the other. That got him. Ooh, that was a wild one. One more then. Alright, nothing stellar, but my point here is to exhibit what I can do. Let me get this quitter off. What I can do with this modification. That's 20 yards, and aside from that wild shot that I think everyone knows I'm inclined to make, got two here on top of each other, and those are the others, and then there's this stupid thing. But that tells me that with practice, I'm going to get a lot better with this situation, and it's going to be a huge improvement over having that silly shelf.